We are checking out Handmade font today, one of many different typographic sources that think about making fonts and typefaces in a different way, using images and giving things more texture. So I found this typeface that kind of takes different pieces of wood, kind of like this firewood vibe going on. It's freezing outside, so I chose this one today. And you'll notice kind of how they kind of piece these things together. And so what I've done is I've taken an image of kind of a pile of wood here, and I brought it into Photoshop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one method. I'm going to use the lasso tool. And let's say I just pick a piece of wood here, and I'm just going to click and drag around the one I want to select, because you'll have to do these individually. Okay, I'm going to select that. I'm going to hit Command C or Edit, Copy. All right, and I'm going to make a new file. When I make a new Photoshop file, I went File, New, and I want to make sure that my background contents are transparent. Sometimes it'll be default white, black, or something else, but you want to make sure yours are transparent. And your window might look a little different than mine, but just make sure that background contents are transparent. Okay, I'm going to create that, and then I'm going to hit Paste, okay, or Edit, Paste, and I've pasted my little piece of wood. Looks good. Once I have that, I don't have to do anything else. I'm just going to hit File, Save As, and I'm going to write, this is going to be Timber Font 1. It'll be my desktop. And the last part of this is you need to save it as a PNG file or PNG. That's going to allow you to keep your background transparent. Okay, if you save it as a JPEG, it's going to make your background white. So I want to make sure it's a PNG file. I'll save that. Okay. Now, when I go into my Illustrator file, which is kind of how I'm going to build my typeface, I can go in and bring that PNG file that I just saved right here. I can just click and drag that in here. And what that does is going to give me, I can resize this, I can flip it around. It gives me, I can play with this now. It's great. The reason why it's a PNG file, let's say I had like a different color background I wanted to create, and I wanted to go and make the background of my context poster hot pink or something. Okay, I put that behind this image. Okay, the PNG file allows you to keep all this background of the image completely transparent, so you just have the log. That's why you want to do that. I'm going to show you another method in Illustrator. So I'm in Illustrator now, and I have the same image I was using. I'm going to make a couple copies of this by holding down Option or holding down Alt and just making a couple different copies of this, and it'll make sense in a second. And I am going to do the very similar thing, except I'm going to just remain in Illustrator, and I'm going to use the pen tool, or I can use the pencil tool. Okay, or I can use the shape tool. So I'll do one of each. I'll use one with this ellipse tool, and I'm going to just drag a circle over this. Okay, it's not completely an organic shape, but let's say you wanted to do a perfect circle. You could do that and just maybe click one of these. Man, this one's pretty close. So I could just drag that, and I can't really see what I'm drawing right now, so I'm going to switch this to my outline color so I can see what I'm doing here, and I can kind of readjust. Okay, so this is with the circle tool. All right, and I'm going to draw another one over here. Let's do this guy with the pencil tool. Okay, I'm going to click on the pencil tool, and I'm just going to click and drag and just draw around this guy over here. All right, same thing. Look very similar. And then my last one would be a little bit more technical. Like, let's say if I wanted to do something like this, I would probably still use the pencil tool, but I'll show you how you can use the vector tool. And you can just click maybe around the shape you wanted to isolate. All right. You can always curve these lines if you want to be a superhero. So now I've drawn on top of 3 of the different images. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click and hold and drag my mouse over the image and the shape that I drew. So now I have 2 things selected, the drawing and the image. I'm going to hit right click, and then I'm going to select Make Clipping Mask. Magic. Isn't that amazing? Same thing, select both of these, hit Make Clipping Mask. Boom, we got another one. Click and drag over, make clipping mask. And I've used 3 different tools to do this. And I got 3 pieces of wood now. And the cool thing is, I'm going to delete this pink color here. I can make as many of these as I want to. So if you're like, you know what, I'm going to do maybe 10 of these pieces of wood, well, you can always, you can resize them. You can spin them around. You can start to piece them together. I'm going to take some of the ones I previously made. Okay, you can duplicate these, copy and paste. All right, we're going to do a really sophisticated letter here and like make an O. All right, let's see. Of course, we're doing Hangul characters, so this would be one of the vowels. Okay, this really quick. Bring all these guys over here. We can resize them. I'm just doing this fast. This is kind of looking a little bit ghetto here, but you get the idea. Okay. So now we're starting to form our handmade font. Got lots of texture. All right, maybe if we do another one of the vowels. And then I'm just going to hold down Alt here and make these really quick. And maybe we can do another piece. Dude, it's starting to come together here. Look at this. We're starting to look like things here. And you would do a much better job than I. But then we kind of can see how there's a similarity there. Obviously, this is where the professionals are doing their thing. But you know what? Give me a little bit of time, and who knows? This is the wood font or whatever it's called. You want to do your own version, something more unique and original. Thinking about your client, thinking about your target audience. But that's kind of how you would start to build and how you would start to make these. Go for it.